What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours, where there are a lot of topics to discuss. Firstly, pending of course the announcement of Joao Cancelo, which is very imminent. The club now moving on their next priority in the final few days of the transfer window, and that is signing a creative midfielder. Apparently Barcelona wanted Mohammed Kudus from Ajax, but that's now ruled out because he's too expensive, and now contacts have begun for the signing of Lo Celso. Xavi wants a midfielder that can shoot, make that final pass, and of course have that creative aspect to his game, and Lo Celso now is the main target, most likely on a low move, and the club now have begun those initial talks to make that signing a reality. But a signing that will not happen this summer now, according to reports, is Fresneda. He is now officially ruled out following Barcelona signing Joan Cancelo, and also the club wanting to go for a midfielder instead of another right back. Of course, the exit of Marcos Alonso could change that, but for now Fresneda's option is officially ruled out, and Deco is very upset about that. He feels like Barcelona are missing out on a huge player, but he could be bringing in to replace Fresneda as another signing, Joao Felix. Again, the rumor is patience. This deal could drag out, and probably will drag out until the final hours of the transfer window. Barcelona will try if it's possible, but again, they do want the right and fair deal. They're not going to go over the board for Joao Felix, and again, Joao Felix desperate to join Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid very desperate to get rid of Joao Felix. But of course, for these players to come in, players will have to leave the club. We do have updates on the future of Ansu Fati, Marcos Alonso, Abde Ezzalzouli, and Clement Lenglet, who could all end up leaving and are all have possibilities of an exit. We have an update on all four of their cases. We have details on Sergino Dest's move to PSV that has now been made official by the club. Ferran Torres will be staying at Barcelona. We have the updates on that alongside Sergi Roberto as well. Very super quick contract renewal update on Balde and Lamine. Yamal, of course, they have renewed months ago. Is the renewal still on track or not? We'll answer those questions. And finally, according to reports, Mateu Alemany has basically already left Barcelona, and he's not involved in anything around the club, and we have the updates on that. Before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 48 hours. Now, I first want to discuss the closest signing to Barcelona currently, and that's of course Joao Cancelo. This deal is beyond imminent. I'm not going to talk about it too quickly, just a few updates. Firstly, my Sam Marito has come out saying they told me that in 2 to 3 days the case of Joan Cancelo should be over. Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that Joan Cancelo to Barcelona is on the verge of being completed. It is again considered a matter of time by all parties involved. Of course, today is Wednesday, August 23rd. The rumor currently is that the deal will be finished tomorrow, 21st of August on Thursday, but it could be today either, so stay tuned for my done deal video, which will be very imminent. Not much to add really for Cancelo. It'll be a loan buy option for around 30 million euros. Right now they're discussing loan fees and how the salary will be split between Man City and Barcelona, but that's it really. The operation is going to be done very soon. A premise on the deal is already agreed between Barcelona and Man City, and of course personal terms between Barcelona and Cancelo is already done as well. This signing is happening very soon. Now, the big question has always been, will Barcelona sign one right back in Cancelo or two with Cancelo and possibly Fresneda? Looks like the latter has now been officially ruled out following the imminent signing of Joao Cancelo. Firstly, Luis Rojo from Marca came out saying that Joao Cancelo is one step away from Barcelona and will join the club at some point this week, hopefully by today or tomorrow. Fresneda is ruled out, and the player already knows this. Koundé, Araujo, and Roberto will be the alternatives to Cancelo at right back. Of course, in the previous video, I told you guys that Tony Juan Martí came out saying that Fresneda is ruled out. Gerard Romero has also confirmed this, saying that Fresneda is ruled out. And finally, Alex Pentel from Relivo has come out saying the coach's preference in signing Joao Cancelo and the economic situation means that Barcelona have now officially ruled out the signing of Fresneda. Despite having good reports and agreement on personal terms with the player, he has now other offers from England and Portugal, according to reports as well. Deco is very disappointed that Barcelona cannot sign Fresneda. Look, I think Fresneda is a great player, and I would have taken him, but You have to keep in mind we still have 3 right backs on the books now. Joan Cancelo is coming in. You still have Sergino Dest. You also still have Julian Araujo currently out on loan at Las Palmas. I would have only wanted Ivan Fresneda if we sell Marcos Alonso. His future still remains lingering at the moment. He could stay, he could leave. I understand why the club don't want to go for him, but I think the reason why Deco wants him so badly is because right now he's going to be at his cheapest price. 20 million euro package, 10 million fixed, 10 million add-ons. It will not get cheaper than that for Fresneda unless he absolutely plummets in terms of his potential. I would have liked to have him as an option at the club, but I'm not going to lose sleep over this. We got our main man in Joao Cancelo. He's one of the best right backs and left backs in the world, so you can't really complain too much. I think missing out on Fresneda is a bit disappointing to, improve the squad a bit more. I think he's definitely an upgrade on Marcos Alonso, but unfortunately the club do have other priorities. Kind of sucks that this is now official. I would have liked to have seen this drag out quite a bit, even though we're delaying the inevitable, you could say. But I think signing Fresneda would have been a big plus for Barcelona this summer. But nonetheless, it looks like the signing of Ivan Fresneda is now officially ruled out. Now, following the signing of Joan Cancelo, which hopefully will be done by the end of this week, fully done, signed, and announced, the club will then shift their priorities in the final week or so of the window in signing a creative midfielder. And of course, as we all know, the top target is Giovani Lo Celso. Now, Gerardo Romero has come out saying that there have now been contacts between Barcelona and Lo Celso's entourage in the last few days. The operation will be blocked unless there are some more departures like Lenglet, maybe Alonso, Abde Ezzalzouli. We'll talk about that later on. And Ben Aid came out saying that it is possible for Barcelona to sign another player apart from Joao Cancelo. He's not saying he's going to be Lo Celso. It could be Joao Felix for all we know. But Barcelona have now begun initial talks over the signing of Lo Celso, which I think for me is a fantastic operation. Get him on loan with the buy option. You get that extra midfielder. Keep in mind you have 5 midfielders. You need 6 for the entire season. When Xavi plays, be playing 5 or 6 per match. You want to have a few alternative options on the bench as well. Now we have been linked with another alternative option for Lo Celso, but now that has been ruled out. But there has been some links to him, and that is Mohammed Kudus, the center attacking midfielder from Ajax. Now, Sport have come out saying that Barcelona has shown interest in Mohammed Kudus as a replacement for Ousmane Dembele, so they're going to play him more out wide. They're willing to sign him on loan with a mandatory buy option, but Ajax value him at more than 40 million euros, making the deal impossible. Barcelona have made contacts with his agent, and Kudus is now an option for the future. Of course, we knew this because Jordi Cruyff, the former sporting director, technical secretary for Barcelona, was a huge fan of Kudus when he was out. He's still currently at Ajax. There have been 2 big Premier League clubs in for Kudus this summer, both Brighton and West Ham. They both had bids rejected of 40 million pounds, which is around about, you could say, 50 million euros for Kudus. It looks like Barcelona are definitely going to be outpriced for him. Also, Gerardo Romero came out saying that Barcelona was interested in signing Kudus earlier this summer, but his price tag was too expensive. Of course, out of Lo Celso and Kudus, I would have liked to have Kudus more, just in the fact that he's younger, more explosive, has more of a potential with this younger squad. You could say Giovani Lo Celso is a bit more experienced at the current moment, although he is relatively at a good age, around, I think he's 27, if I'm not mistaken. So it sucks, but Lo Celso is going to be way, more than half the price, less than half the price, should I say, for him. I think he'll be around 20 when Kudus is looking at around 50, 45. So I think overall it is a good operation for Barcelona. Now the question is, if Barcelona cannot sign Lo Celso, who we go for afterwards? The answer is La Masia, because Ferran Torres from Sport has come out saying that Xavi expresses interest in incorporating an interior with an offensive vocation, lighter pass, and a goal scoring, but if no one leaves, they will have to use what they have at home. Fermin Lopez is plan B if movements are stopped after Joao Cancelo. So Ferran Torres saying that, look, Barcelona are looking at a creative midfielder market, someone who can get in the box, score some goals, make that final pass, someone who can, of course, have a competition and coverage for Pedri. If they cannot sign someone in that position, they will bet on Fermin Lopez this season in the position. And I completely agree. I think he's done enough in preseason to say, look, if we can't get what we want, we can bet on you for 1 season, although it is a massive risk. That's what Barcelona is all about, betting on young talents when needs be. This is how the likes of Ansu Fati have come up over recent years, the likes of Alejandro, Balde, Ronald Araujo. They've all come up because we did bet on them as 6th choice, or for Balde 3rd choice. In the end, they got their opportunity, and they took it. So very satisfied with that, but of course I would like to see Barcelona pursue the signing of Giovani Lo Celso first. I think it's still too early for Fermin Lopez to get an opportunity as to be as that backup for Pedri, and it would be a massive downgrade from Pedri to Fermin Lopez, although he could shock us all. We'll wait and see. But again, Barcelona have begun contacts over the signing of Giovani Lo Celso and hope to pursue his signing before the final days of the transfer window. Now, a player who Barcelona will try to sign until the final second of the transfer window is, of course, Joao Felix, who is linked with Barcelona because he said he wants to play for Barcelona. Now, Mateu has come out saying that patience with Joao Felix, it could go down to the final days of the window, but he is crazy about joining Barcelona. Fabrizio Romano has come out saying the deal for Juan Cancelo is on with Barcelona, but it will take some time. Joao Felix to loan or a permanent move, I don't think it will be a permanent move. So again, most likely going to be some kind of loan operation. Now, Ben Aid has come out saying that Barcelona greatly appreciate Felix's public statement. If there is a real chance to sign him, they will try and do so. And finally, Santi Ovalle from Sport has come out saying that Barcelona will not close the market with Joan Cancelo. They will try to make one sale with Lenglet and then try for Joao Felix. Without an exit above, it will be difficult to sign due to FFP. This week, they must enter more money from the German re-leverage. Of course, with the German media company, they apparently only paid 20 of the 60 million euros that they were agreed upon. We're still waiting for more payments to come in, and that's what's holding back from, you know, Joan Cancelo operation and making other movements in the market. Look, I've pretty much vocalized my opinion so much on Joao Felix over the past month that you can pretty much click on any single video and you hear my opinion. I think under the right terms, right condition, right space, it's whatever, but I still don't think he will fit Barcelona. I don't think he's worth the investment, whether it's a loan fee or covering his salary, which is probably going to be more than 150,000 euros per week. I think this is just a player that we're going to bring in as simply as a favor for his agent, Jorge Mendes, who's done a lot for Barcelona recently, you know, renewals of players and signing players and getting rid of players as well. So that's how I see it for me. It's just not really money laundering, but doing a favor for a friend, essentially. That's how I see this going on. But we'll wait and see. Again, this will drag out until the final few days. I don't think we'll get anything concrete on Joao Felix until like August 29th, August 30th. Once we hit those days, I think the reports will be like, oh, Barcelona talking, oh, offering swap deals. Right now, it's just, oh, patience, he wants to come. Patience, there are talks. That's all we're really hearing right now. So I think once we come to the last few days of the windows, the talks will either intensify a lot, saying that he's coming, or they'll intensify a lot, saying that it's not possible. Atletico Madrid not budging. Maybe another club comes in. You just never know. So we'll wait and see, but again, it's going to be on the table until the final second of the window. Felix wants to join no other club but Barcelona. Barcelona are interested, and Atletico Madrid desperately want him out. Now, one player who Barcelona have signed this window, but he won't be joining until the new year, is, of course, Vitor Roque. Now, Gerardo Romero's come out saying that Barcelona must plan accordingly for January in order for there to be financial margins to register Vitor Roque. Of course, he'll come in January. We need to have that space ready and available to register him, and you have to keep that in mind from now to the end of the window. We might have a few, you know, margins of space to deal with and wiggle with, but you don't want to, you know, hinder Vitor Roque joining in the summer and not in January. It sucks he's not coming this summer. I think he's to come at the earliest possible avenue, which will be in January. We'll wait and see how the season develops from now until January. We might have some key injuries. We might have dip in form or whatever the case may be. We could even see if, let's say, for example, God forbid, Ferran Torres is out for the season, the club could unregister him and then register Vitor Roque. That's definitely an opportunity, but what happens if Ferran Torres is not firing? Either it's Ansu or Abde or Lewandowski. You're going to need Vitor Roque, so the club needs to have that space open for him and ready as soon as possible for him to be joining in this in January. So that's why the club might not utilize their entire fair play margin they have in this transfer window. Now, Gerardo Romero also came out saying that if the German lever materializes, no high-profile exits are needed apart from Lenglet and Dest unless Barcelona want new signings. So again, the plan right now for Barcelona is to get rid of those, you know, niggling exits. Of course, Dest is already done. Get to Lenglet. By that point, you can register Cancelo and still have some space left, which hopefully will be for Vitor Roque in January. But the club want to make more moves. They might have to end up selling more players, whether it's Alonso or Abde or Ansu. So there's definitely room for Barcelona to maneuver, but maneuver at a cost. So we'll wait and see how things go. But again, for now, the plan for Vitor Roque is to join in January, but of course from the club's statement a few months ago, they did say he'll be joining in the summer, so it's not really certain. The reports are he'll join in January, but of course if the club don't have the margin, he probably will end up joining in the summer. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 48 hours. We're going to be discussing all the players who still have a chance of leaving Barcelona in the final week or so of the transfer window. Now, Gerard has come out saying the case of Ansu Fati, Abde Ezzalzouli, and Marcos Alonso are still open, and we're going to cover each one of them. First up is Marcos Alonso, where Gerard has come out saying that if Marcos Alonso leaves, the arrival of Fresneda could be more viable. Deco has been pushing to sign him all summer. Now, of course, I did mention that Fresneda is ruled out as of now, but with the exit of Alonso, we could get the rumors of Barcelona reignite their interest in Fresneda, so that's definitely a possibility. He's also come out saying that Marcos Alonso's entourage has been calling several media outlets to tell them there's nothing about his future. There have been some reports saying that, oh, Alonso wants to stay at Barcelona, he thinks nothing about Barcelona, but he also thinks he's one of the best players at Barcelona, which is outrageous. But the Gerard says, however, they are privately worried about his future. The player has other offers. And he also mentions about Lenglet is on the market as well. Very quickly on Lenglet, Gerard came out saying that my sensations, but I do not rule out the letter of freedom for Clement Lenglet. Hopefully that's not the case. We're hearing about, of course, the interest in Al Nassr, but apparently now they've signed Laporta. They may not want Lenglet anymore. Apparently Tottenham are waiting for the final seconds of the window to try and get Lenglet at an absolute dirt cheap. We'll wait and see with Lenglet, but I have no doubts 100% in some way, shape, or form he will leave the club by the end of this window. Back to Alonso now. Having Miguel from AES has come out saying that Marcos Alonso is on the exit ramp. He hasn't been registered yet because of his high salary, and although Xavi is happy with him, the coach also understands the needs of the club. Alonso is ready, probing the Premier League to see if there's any interest in him. Alejandro from Cope came out saying that Marcos Alonso's situation is getting complicated. It's difficult to register the Spaniard due to his high salary. The technical staff also considers Inigo Martinez to be a better replacement. Now, Gerard finally came out saying there is interest as well from Saudi Arabia for Marcos Alonso alongside the interest from the Premier League. What Premier League club? I have absolutely no idea, but I have never begged so much for a player to leave since Andre Gomes. I mean, getting rid of Alonso would be the biggest masterclass I've seen in a long time. The fact that his salary is 9 million net is outrageous. The fact that Xavi wants to keep him is ludicrous. I mean, he provides absolutely nothing. He provides left back coverage, one of the best left backs in the world, and that's it. Center back coverage is already covered. Now, when you say Inigo Martinez is a replacement, of course, Inigo Martinez is not a left back, but Xavi can change the system. You'll have Inigo Martinez as a left side center back, you'll have Balde as a wing back, and of course, you can play Alonso there, then Roberto right back. I think Alonso, for him, I think he'll only get Copa del Rey minutes, and that's it. I honestly say, like, barring injuries, I cannot see Alonso getting minutes, and having him on a salary of 9 million is fucking outrageous. So if we can get anything for him, it's a W, and I personally would sell him. And also, selling him would open up that space for Vitor Roque in January. Hopefully, number 17 is a nice little backup striker number as well. So happy days in my opinion, but we'll wait and see. Again, nothing concrete quite yet. He is on the market. There are clubs sniffing around, but I don't think there's any offer in for Barcelona yet. There might be offers for the player personally, but hopefully he can realize, like, again, the rumors were he didn't have a good preseason, he's not being picked whatsoever, and Xavi's not pushing for his registration either, so Xavi's completely fine with him just training. Again, he's just a squad player essentially. He's there for training and to make the first team players better, but on his salary, it's just not feasible whatsoever. So, Winston Alonso, again, like Miguel says, he is on the exit ramp, and only a concrete offer and also the player pushing on his side will facilitate an exit. Now, another player that could potentially leave the club this summer but is pushing heavily to stay is, of course, Ansu Fati. We do have a few updates on his desire to stay at Barcelona. Firstly, Fabrizio Romano was asked on Ansu Fati staying at Barcelona, and he said, "It's not guaranteed yet, but I can guarantee that Ansu Fati wants to stay." So it looks like that if Ansu Fati leaves, essentially he will be pushed out. Of course, we had those reports a few days ago that Ansu Fati had a little meeting with his agent and family, and then and there he decided fully to commit at least till January for Barcelona and see how things go. He could go out on loan in January, he could push for a move in January if he does not get the necessary minutes that he feels is rightfully deserved for him. And I respect this man's ambition. I think his remontada season for him is well on track, and hopefully he gets that backing from Xavi as well. Also, Giovani Lo Celso from Cope came out saying that Ansu Fati had offers from Premier League clubs, but he only wants to succeed at Barcelona. This is a player that has the right mindset, has the right mentality. He thinks only Blaugrana. You have to give him a chance. If he flops this season, fair enough, sell him, get your bag, 30 million next summer, 40. It is what it is. But giving up on him now when he's shown good promise, good technique, good scoring abilities over recent months, done well in preseason, I think is an insult for Ansu himself. He's done nothing but push to stay at Barcelona. His renewal was smooth because he only wants to succeed at Barcelona. He's never lived up to the number 10 as well. Of course, no one's going to live up to Leo, but he's never been, a number 10 player. I mean, number 10 in the sense of his actual number, not his position on the pitch. But I want him to get that opportunity. I've been saying since the end of last season, Ansu Fati, remontada this season, I really want him to get that chance. And I feel like in the end, it might not come his way, especially with the Joao Felix rumors intensifying. But there could be a lifeline. We'll talk about that later on. But we'll wait and see with Ansu Fati. I think his desire to push to stay at Barcelona is very, very key, and it will make his exit very difficult. I think now the only way Ansu Fati leaves is two avenues. One, he gets pushed out by the club. Secondly, a really, really good offer comes in. I'm talking like Man City, Bayern on like okay money, maybe United give him huge wages that might change his mind. Apart from that, really, I'm trying to think. Maybe Arsenal, they really offer Barcelona a good price and good wages for Ansu. He might be tempted by that. I only can think of 5 clubs that can really push for Ansu Fati to leave, and right now those 5 clubs are not really looking for a player with Ansu Fati's abilities and profile. Maybe Arsenal, you could say, would, but we'll wait and see with Ansu. I'm still very skeptical. I'm very worried that he might end up leaving, but again, player side is very clear. He wants to stay. Now, another player's future which now is in doubt is the future of Abde Ezzalzouli. Now, with Abde, it's been very clear since the exit of Ousmane Dembele that Barcelona and Xavi want the player to stay. The player wants to stay as well, but the issue is he wants guaranteed first team minutes. Now, Gerardo Mero's come out saying that a club from Italy is ready to pay around 20 million euros for Abde. He has confirmed it's not Juventus, but it could be Inter Milan, AC Milan, Sassuolo, Atalanta, Napoli, Lazio. I have no idea. We continue by saying that Abde wants to play minutes and is realizing that there are some players ahead of him at Barcelona currently. He could leave if he does not have minutes that he wants in the next games. Girona and Real Betis are also interested, but looks like they cannot afford any type of deal. Can the Nassr have come out saying that Abde wants to continue at Barcelona but also have an important role? The player has not told Xavi that he wants to leave, so they are working with the idea of him continuing. Roger Toledo from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Abde prioritizes staying at Barcelona, but he does not rule out leaving. Aston Villa and Bayern Munich are pressing. He wants to play more minutes and everything is open until the end of the window, and Barcelona want at least 20 million euros if they sell him. Tony Juan Martin from Sport came out saying that Abde likes the option of Bayer Leverkusen. Real Betis is practically ruled out. Now, there are reports suggesting that Bayern Leverkusen are one of the clubs offering 20 million euros for Abde. Look, you've been given this question, you want to sell Abde or Ansu? For me, I want to keep both. I would rather have both in the team than sell Abde and bring in Joao Felix. I'm being 100% transparent. I'd rather have Abde in the squad than any other wing in the world, really, for what he has, what the price, and how he fits the system. Out of Abde and Ansu, I think the club would rather sell Abde because he has a market. There's clubs interested in him. There's offers on the table. And he's not from the academy. Abde was an investment of 2 million euros from, I believe, Hercules, Ramon Plana's gem. Sell him on for 25-30 million euros. That's straight profit. Of course, Ansu Fati is La Masia. He'll be straight profit as well. But Ansu Fati, I believe, is a bit younger. And he, of course, is from the academy. So you do give him a little bit of that leeway. Now, Mateu Morito has come out saying that Barcelona and Xavi still want Abde to stay, but he does not want to stop his development on a sporting level. He does not care about salaries and wants to continue playing regularly and growing. Xabi Alonso wants him at Bayern Leverkusen, and Abde does not want to go to the Premier League despite the interest there. So that pretty much rules out Aston Villa. His priority is to stay in Spain, and if not, go to Bayern Leverkusen. In Spain, Real Betis, Osasuna, and other teams are interested. Now, keep in mind, Mateu Morito did say a few weeks ago, 99% Abde is going to stay. So it looks like that 99% has changed now. Again, Abde just wants, continuity. He wants someone to tell him, look, you are going to be a starter. You just give us some time, wait for us to go into the game and stuff. When that team sheet comes out and Lamine Yamal is starting, Abde, Ansu, Ferran Torres are going to get upset. Rightfully so. They are first team players. They are players way ahead of their development than Lamine Yamal. But Lamine Yamal is getting the nod because he has some flair. He's 16. And you could say right now his dynamic is better than them, which is completely retrospectively fair to say. But again, Lamine Yamal will not play every single second of every single game. These players need to realize that squad rotation now in football is so important, especially with the amount of games there are in a season. Let's say the front three starter right now is Lamine Yamal on the right, Lewandowski and Ansu. Abde and Ferran will be upset, yes, but Lamine Yamal and Ansu and Lewandowski are not going to play every single second of every single game. It's damn near impossible, and also there will be injuries on top of you have to rotate players. So we'll wait and see. I do think that if Barcelona go and sign Joao Felix, one of Abde or Ansu will leave. Now that the Abde option has reemerged because he wants to leave, if he does not get the guaranteed minutes, that could of course be a lifeline for Ansu. So that could be, bonus points for Ansu Fati staying. But I'd rather keep both and bring Joao Felix. I'm being 100% honest. I think that dynamic of having Abde and Ansu is really important for the squad. It provides us a different look on the bench. Of course, we saw how impactful they were against Cadiz off the bench as well. I think losing one of them would be very detrimental, and I think losing both would be absolutely catastrophic, which of course is very unlikely. But we'll wait and see. Again, exits are being considered as the club do want to reinforce the squad quite a bit. They can bring in Joan Cancelo, maybe one more operation at best, but if they want to make more moves, sales are going to be needed, and it looks like Abde's name is back on the table in terms of possible exits. Now, a player who has left Barcelona officially now is Sergino Dest. The club have released an official statement saying that Barcelona and PSV Eindhoven have reached an agreement for the loan of Sergino Dest until June the 30th, 2024. The Dutch club has a purchase option, and Barcelona reserve a percent of a future sale of the player if that option is executed. Again, the rumor is the option is 10 million euros, and also the rumor is that his salary will be shared 50-50 between Barcelona and PSV Eindhoven. Neither of those have been confirmed by the club. They said he's going out on loan. They have a buy option. If they buy him, we have a percent of any future sale, and that's it. Look, I wish Dest all the best. He actually played yesterday for PSV, had a decent game. Surprisingly, I was shocked. I mean, like, you get chances for Barcelona in preseason, you do absolutely wank one game of PSV and you're all over the place. Fair enough to him. Hopefully PSV do end up buying him. Now on Dest, if you did not notice this, Dest was actually registered shortly before the official announcement from Barcelona as a Barcelona first team player. Everyone's wondering, why is Dest being registered? What the heck? Has this PSV move fell through? Whatever the case may be. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona registered Dest in La Liga before loaning him out in order to benefit from part that was saved from the player's salary in FFP. So it would have been more beneficial for Barcelona if they registered him first and then officially loaned him out, because it would have balanced the books more, and that margin would become greater and more wiggle room for Barcelona to execute on their signings as well. So good move by the club. They noticed the loophole. They registered him and unregistered him immediately to save on the FFP margin. So again, Dest out on loan for PSV. I keep saying PSG. My bad. PSV. Wish him nothing but the best, and hopefully he does well enough for PSV to buy him. Now, a Barcelona forward who is set to stay at Barcelona and survive the transfer window is Ferran Torres, a player you could say who every single Barcelona fan wanted to get rid of this summer is now staying. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that, in my opinion, of course, it's not news, it's just the opinion of the best journalist in the world, I think Ferran Torres will stay at Barcelona. Now, Antonio Juan Martins come out saying that Ferran Torres has been working very hard on bodybuilding and mental preparation. He wants to shut down the exit rumors based on his performances on the pitch, and he has now 4 goals in only 140 minutes since the start of pre-season. He could start against Villarreal, especially if Xavi opts for 3 forwards. We'll see if the improvements are rewarded with more minutes. He does not stop working. Again, after the match against Cadiz, there were selfies of him in the gym working out. The next day, everyone was given off. I think Ferran Torres, Pedri, Araujo, and I think it was Lenglet went into the Ciudad Deportiva and trained anyways. So Ferran Torres is putting the work in, and a lot of people say the famous word is hard work beats talent sometimes. So let's hope that's the case. Again, I cannot take away from the fact that Ferran Torres has been doing well since the start of preseason. He's getting goals, he's playing well, and now it's up to Xavi to give him that chance, which hopefully will come against Villarreal. Now, another player who is set to stay at Barcelona this summer and his future was pretty much never in doubt is actually the first team captain, Sergi Roberto. Now, Sport have come out saying that this will likely be Sergi Roberto's last season at Barcelona. Expected, apparently he's interested in a move into MLS next year, and barring how much game time he'll have this season, he will most likely part ways with Barcelona and he will not renew his contract. Again, his contract does expire in the summer. He's going on a year renewal basis. Sport also came out saying that a club from Saudi Arabia offered 15 million euros to Barcelona for Sergio Roberto, but he rejected it, which hopefully means the club did accept that, because if the club rejected 15 million euros for Sergio Roberto, I would sack the whole entire board. I'm not even kidding. Didn't even stutter. And we rejected a 15 million euro bid for Roberto. Scandalous. Criminal. But it looks like the player did reject that potential move. Fair enough to him. No complaints there. I would love him to accept that move to get that money and get better players than Roberto. He's basically in here for vibes and, you know, somewhat of a veteran. Now, Gerard Miro did came out saying despite reports, Sergio Roberto is yet to receive any offer from Saudi Arabia. So he's saying that there's no offer from Saudi Arabia for Sergio Roberto. But I think it's clear at this point that this will be Roberto's final season at Barcelona. I think the only way he stays is if firstly Barcelona offer him a renewal somehow. And if Xavi really wants him to stay, maybe he gets some decent amount of minutes from, you know, November until February and becomes an actual, you know, player that we need. It's all if buts and maybe. I'd say right now we're looking at 80% Roberto leaves next summer. I think his time now is up. I think he's always one step ahead in terms of condition and age from Busquets, Alba, and of course Gerard Piqué. And of course they got their sending off this year will probably be all about him. Come May, we'll have a, you know, Luis Campos, Simon Jouik farewell for Roberto. So it's not going to be the Camp Nou, which he probably will be sad about, which fair enough to him. He should probably get a send up at the Camp Nou. But again, with Roberto, it will most likely be his final season with Barcelona. Let's now discuss some very quick contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. As we all know, the contract renewal of both Alejandro Balde and Lamine Yamal were fully agreed before the two players traveled for preseason to the US. According to reports at that time, both the renewals are going to be officially announced after the US tour. Not only after the US tour, but the bloody season has started and there has been no announcement. Low-key, I was tiny bit panicking, but Fabrizio Romano did come out saying the new contracts of both Lamine Yamal and Alejandro Balde, they're all signed, no worries. So again, they have renewed, they put pen and paper on brand new deals, Lamine Yamal until 2026, Alejandro Balde until 2028. But again, very weirdly, no official announcement yet from Barcelona in any way, shape, or form. Not a statement, not a ceremony for Balde, which he was supposed to get, nothing whatsoever. But again, thankfully, everything is fully signed, and it's just now up to the club now to push the button and release it officially. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is to give you guys some updates around the sporting director role at Barcelona. As we all know, Deco has been announced as a new sporting director, and that Mateu, the former sporting director, will leave on September 2nd once the Mercado ends. But apparently, according to Tony Juan Martí from Sport, he's come out saying that Mateu Alemany is already out of Barcelona. Although he will officially leave the club on September the 2nd, he is no longer involved in any work-related things at the club. All the files that he has been working on have been handed over to Deco. So apparently Mateu Alemany is not doing nothing, even though he's not going to leave until officially September the 2nd. I feel like the club are trying to hold on to Alemany just in case they need him, but I feel like the majority of the work now is being done by Deco, Laporta, Rafael Uste, and Xavi as well. It kind of sucks that Deco does not have a right-hand man to help him. He's going to be doing everything on his own. I feel like at some point down the road, someone else will be appointed to be, you know, the Jordi Cruyff to Deco's Mateu Alemany, so to speak. But I would have loved to see the Deco and Mateu Alemany as a duo. I think that would have absolutely cooked wonders. But I still feel like Mateu Alemany is working in the background, helping with transfers and, you know, dealings and stuff like that, but he's not as involved as he is hands-on, maybe doing like a quick phone call here and there to help Deco. But I don't think he's doing too much in my opinion either. But according to Tony Juan Martí, he's doing absolutely nothing. So Don Mateu Alemany, you will forever be remembered for me. I mean, the pits that you say this from is absolutely astounding, and he will ever be remembered for that summer last year. he will forever be remembered for the summer last year in 2022 when he was pulling off masterclass after masterclass after masterclass. Apparently Tottenham are interested in him, so hopefully he goes in the Premier League, buys Lenglet, and maybe Ferran Torres if he flops next season and Ansu. But with Clement, I wish him absolutely nothing but the best in his future. And according to reports, he's not even doing anything right now at Barcelona. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing, firstly, of course, is your thoughts on Barcelona signing a creative midfielder. Would you go for Lo Celso? What are your thoughts on Kudus being an option now ruled out, or would you rather bet on Fermin Lopez? Second, your thoughts on Ivan Fresneda being ruled out as an option. Do you think that's a big blow and a big miss for Barcelona? Thirdly, on Joao Felix, again, based on conditions and operations, all this stuff, would you bring in Joao Felix to Barcelona or not? And finally, your thoughts on the sales of Ansu, Alonso, Abde, and Lenglet. Who do you think will leave? All four of them, three of them, two of them, one of them, or God forbid none of them, because someone's got to leave to register these new players. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.
Yeah.